What's going on, people? How y'all doing? Yeah, I'm just going to talk about fidget spinners another time. Yeah, I've been doing a whole lot of thinking about them, and yeah, I just been kind of doing a little bit of research, trying to, just delve deeper into the whole conspiracy of it. Yeah, if you look at this, it does kind of form a triangle shape, Illuminati confirmed, and all that. Basically, if you know, if you don't really understand the world, it's easy to laugh at this stuff and to really kind of minimize anybody that wants to think into these things. And yeah, it's really kind of sad how some people might be mad or show emotion. I mean, like, shouldn't these people question why they get that emotional response when, if someone's trying to logically think, we should encourage that as a society. But I looked on Wikipedia, which is a Zionist owned, by the way, but you can still get basic information. But basically, they are saying that this woman named Catherine Hedinger, she is a chemical engineer by training. Who is a chemical engineer by training? I mean, shouldn't they have just said Catherine Hedinger student? But she is apparently a chemical engineer by training, and get this, she invented them in 1993 after seeing boys throw rocks at police officers, and this was in Israel. So that just screams, since it was in Israel, that this is a Zionist controlled thing, because I feel like they created this story. This sounds just really inauthentic. I could be wrong. When it comes to women entering the fields of STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, it happens, but it's not as common. I mean, those are typically male-oriented fields. So, and to say that it is something that is inspired by seeing little boys throw rocks at police officers, it just sounds like a feminist, more making men demonized, demonizing male behavior. You'll see that in classes and schoolrooms. You see, hey, you see a little boy fidget, like they, just moving around in their desk. It's like, just take your Ritalin, just take your pills. And it's just kind of ironic that they're trying to pin this onto a woman inventing this. And there's this whole altruistic, like you're supposed to think that she is being like a humanitarian because she's inventing it for these, like, people with autism or all of these health problems where they can't concentrate and stuff like that. And it just sounds like such a stretch. And there's these other people who have said that they invented it too. Like, there's this one man, I believe in Florida, he said that he invented the fidget. He filed a patent for it. But yeah, this is just screaming Zionist. Zionist to me, because it sounds very controlled. This video might be flagged because I'm saying Zionist, but yeah, like a lot of people might discredit talking about these kind of things, but basically the world is controlled by the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, and they control all the money. They with the Federal Reserve Bank, the Rothschilds own all of the money. They print it. We live in a debt-based currency. It's money magic. That's witchcraft, and a lot of aspects of our society is witchcraft. And we carry these phones around, these smartphones, these tablets. I didn't bring my phone up, but they're basically scrying boards, and what that is a black reflective surface that is just another little witch thing. There's there's the scrying boards, there's Ouija boards, and that's another thing about this spinning fidget spinners. It's just very much like the Ouija board scare, and having this whole thing is just, it's also weird. It's like the powers that be are laughing at us, because I think that they're forcing out this idea of the 3 a.m. Fidget spinner challenge. Have you heard of this? These things are rituals, y'all. Like, there was this ice bucket challenge, and that was some sort of weird ritual thing. You know, you saw Bill Gates do it. It's some sort of rite of passage. It's something in the spiritual world that we're doing. We're manifesting these ideas and these. It's really strange, all of these bandwagon things that they force on us. It's just the internet goes on fire for some sort of challenge, and then you do it. And yeah, it's kind of like that planking. You know, you kind of like lying like you're a corpse, and you do it in these weird areas, and it's kind of like predictive programming, where it's like, you know, you're subconsciously dying. I'm just throwing this out there. Like I said, my channel is meant to invoke ideas and to encourage discussion. And if you're kind of a closed-minded person, you know, go ahead and comment if you feel like it. But I feel like someone with an open mind has a lot of potential for, you know, not just intellectual growth, but spiritual growth. And if you just shut down any idea that comes along your way, you're really kind of doing yourself a disservice. But that's just me going off on tangents. But it's shaped like a triangle. It looks like a little Illuminati eye in the middle. It's the 3 a.m. challenge. What is up with that? These kids saying, "Oh yeah, you know, don't do a fidget spinner at 3 a.m. Of course, kids are gonna do it." I might have spent one of these, like, because, you know, my sleep schedule's weird, so I might have, spent it at 3 a.m. and not even known it. There is such a thing as the witching hour, which is, I believe, midnight. You're not supposed to, I don't know. It's like, witchcraft is very real. It's very real. There are witches that are, you know, sitting down and praying. Like these Satanists and these witches, they pray more than a lot of Christians do. Sadly, it's really, 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 really sad. And that's just the signs of the times that we're living in. There are people online that are witches, and you know, there's these trolls that are just based in there's these like agents, and they're based in like Israel, and they're just meant to spread negativity, and they'll do anything that they can to, you know, do these little tactics to get you all, you know, instigated, to get you angry. And you know, like, don't think these things are not real, because like there are genuine people out there that are just being negative because they're bored, or they're negative because they just don't know how to be. You know, it's a free for all. It's the internet, you know. I bought these without realizing what they were. I just kind of was a bandwagoner. I kind of jumped on it. I was like, well, what are these? Because, you know, just being open-minded in nature, I was just like, well, you know, why not? You know, check them out. But then, you know, I just kind of got curious. I saw some videos online about these things, and yeah, like, there's got to be something more to them, because they are really pushing them out like hardcore. There's this, I got a comment on my channel about how in the rural Vietnam, they are being, really promoted there. I believe in the Philippines too. But and when you were doing them, there's the 666. I'm just using this for example, and I'm not going to spin them. And you can hold them like this. Kids with smaller hands, they could do this, and then, you know, that's the Baphomet, the devil, like the heck yeah sign, basically. You know, there's that. You can balance them on a finger, but you can also do it on your middle finger, and that's just flipping people off. And I was just thinking that with all these different hand signals, they really are spiritual. And I saw this one video that was talking about how God gives you your hands and feet, and you're supposed to bless Him, and that there really is power behind signs and symbols. You have the Freemasons that do their little signs and symbols too, like if they put their hand, like in their like on their breasts, like under their clothes. Like that's kind of like if they're in court, it's like bail me out, help me, please. I'm one of you. They do these weird like handshakes where they kind of like do this weird half handshake thing. Very creepy. Sends spine, chills up your spine really, because it's just inorganic. It's masonry is the square and the compass. Is they are the architects. It's very much they worship Lucifer, the light bearer. And yeah, it's like all this information's online, and like there's tons of people who talk about it all day, but I don't understand these people who I guess they refuse to acknowledge it, or they just want to laugh at conspiracy or the Illuminati and all this stuff because they're scared. And to be honest with you, I got scared too. Like when I first woke up to this stuff, and that's how I became a Christian. Really, I woke up to all this stuff, and I thought that like the low flying helicopters were going to come any minute. I thought that the signs of the times with there really is some eye opening stuff online about the state of the world, and I keep hearing from multiple sources that we're like in the apocalypse, and that's just the revealing, like everything's just truth's coming out, But there's all of the symbols. Let's see. Yeah, it's like gazing. It's like scrying mirrors, like TV. Like when you're watching TV, that's just a black reflective surface, and you're not really doing much but just focusing. So I guess it's kind of giving us little training wheels on how to focus our intent on things. CERN. I don't know if you know about the Hadron Collider. It's the particle accelerator. I think it's in Europe somewhere. I think they got one in America somewhere. Maybe not in America. I'm not sure. But it's basically a big old tube that is underground, keeps going, and they have a beam. They have a little beam of I guess some sort of element or a particle. Yeah, it's a particle beam, and it goes so fast that it's just a little bit slower than the speed of light. It's not at the speed of light, but it's really close. And you probably know about the Mandela Effect and how it supposedly switched our time streams, or you can even go crazy. I don't believe just because you believe in like you don't want to say conspiracy because it's not conspiracy. 90% of conspiracy is fact. You can't say that the Rothschilds owning all of the money is a conspiracy. You just can't. It's truth. Like you got all of this Mandela Effect thing happening, and that was invented by this lady that's a witch. She is a self-professed witch too. What's crazy about the Mandela Effect is that there was all of these claims that the King James Bible or the Bible in general has been tampered with. Like there's the verse about the wine skins, but there was never really a verse about wineskins. That's because there never was. There was wineskins put into the NRV or the the other versions that they keep pumping out. And who are the people that are putting up different revisions? It's the Catholics. And there's weirdness with that, with the Pope and the whole. I know I'm going crazy talking about everything, but I mean, this is really stuff I've been researching for a long time. And yeah, it's really kind of crazy that all that stuff with the Catholics and pedophilia and all of that satanic blood sacrifice ritual. They're doing the same things the politicians are doing. They're sacrificing babies and stuff. It's really it's really disheartening, and that's what really solidifies my faith, because the fact that there is Satanism, that's it's just, there's got to be a God, you know what I mean? Like, why are they trying to go against the Bible and talk? You know, why are they doing all this stuff? You know, and I really do feel like there's power behind the Bible, and yeah, it really does give me comfort, and I recommend everybody to read the King James version. I'm hearing more and more people online talking up the King James version. There's two people that I'm thinking of. I'm gonna have a separate video talking about the King James version a little bit, and yeah. And I think that, you know, being a Christian is a really cool thing, and I don't think that it's really something to really look down on someone about. And it's kind of uncool to be a Christian. It's kind of more reason to be one, really. I kind of, you know, don't really jump on stuff because people do. I mean, I guess you wouldn't think because I got one of these, and you probably think I'm stupid for wasting my money on them. But yeah, I mean, you know, you live and you learn. It's kind of like a mother that circumcises her son. She might have regret because she didn't realize what she really did. She just was being worldly, and she just decided to do that. But this is what you do in life. You know better and you do better. You know, we have chances to turn things around, and you don't have to continually make the same mistakes. So even though as humans we're fallible and we're really born into this evil, really, you know, this really like troubling, you know, discouraging world, we're not here for the flesh. We're here for our spirit, and we're not supposed to worry about these bodies. We got spiritual bodies waiting for us, and I just think that doing anything that you can to make sure that your spirit is taken care of, and you know, because and that's a good thing. But once you give your heart to Jesus, once you give your heart to God, you're claimed. And there's a lot of comfort in that, and I reached a point in my life where I felt like I needed to turn to God, and I needed to do that. I really did feel just lost and hopeless, and once I opened up my heart to Jesus, things got better. You know, I was miserable. I'll talk more into detail about that later, I guess, because I'm kind of breaching upon that. But I recommend, you know, doing that. I've had a lot of pro-Christian people, just people carrying their Bibles to work, and I really look highly up to these people, and I just think that there's a lot of problems with institutionalized churches, like, you know, brick and mortar churches, a lot of cafeteria Christians, people that are going to discourage you. I'm getting off of tangents about, I'm getting off on tangents, but I'm just kind of giving you an overview as to, why it's not a bad thing to be open-minded, because it just means that you're using your brain. You're kind of, you don't want to just be one of these closed-minded people that just, discredits people just because, you really want to broaden your horizons, really, when it comes to that. But let's see, this is kind of a worldwide phenomenon. It's really sad that kids don't understand. It's really kind of evil if you think about it, because parents, they don't really want to sit down and talk to their kids about these type of things, because most of us are just worldly. We just parents, they just go to work and they're tired, and then they go home and then they're just like, oh, okay, you want to have a toy? Okay, that's cool. But I think it's a job of most parents to, or they should ideally be like, hey, little Johnny or little Susie, you should really think for yourself and look into these things. And also, I've looked into these things, and this is what I've come to. What do you think about this? Share the Bible with them. Ideally, I don't have kids, so I can't speak from authority, but I can talk about ideals. This world is falling. we're not supposed to be worldly. That's another thing in the Bible. We're not supposed to be worldly. So this whole harkens back to the Ouija board type things, fidgets. Oh, and gematria. There's this Hebrew numerology language calculator thing where you can find out what different words mean in numerology, and or like different letters have different numbers ascribed to them, and it's kind of like this Hebrew thing. And you can type it into a bunch of like number generator, like word generator things online. And Fidget is 666. Who knew? Not all words add up to that, but yeah, just kind of interesting there. Yeah, yeah. There's that woman that yeah, she's totally a Zionist. Yeah, and I don't think these things are very much good for keeping concentration. I believe that it's very distracting. I mean, especially if someone else is worrying these things and they're spinning in them. Like if you're a little student in your little chair and you see somebody else doing it side of your eyes, I mean, that's not going to help your ADD if you have, or your ADD like you have. I think most kids don't have ADDs. The pharmaceutical industries, they just want to throw pills at you. Because, once they get you hooked on pills, guess what? You got to take more pills, and then you got to take more pills, and then you got more problems, and then you buy more pills, and then you die, and then there you go. But there's that. And, yeah, I just think it's really kind of unfair how, a lot of people might discredit. I've already breached on that. I hate the fact that I can't gather my thoughts 100% and just kind of have I could have a really good presentation, but this is really just kind of how I feel. And I think that, me having this platform and saying how I feel about all this stuff is really good. And, yeah, I can kind of, have a little peace of mind knowing that I'm doing my part about all this. But I'm thinking that I know, and I'm going to recommend, this is my stance right now, but these things right here, the best place to put them is right here in the trash. And I recommend you do it. And the reason why I recommend the trash is because if you burn them, that's just putting more of those weird chemicals from they're made in China mostly. So you don't want to breathe that stuff. You don't want it on your hands. You know what I mean? It's like mercury and aluminum and plastic pieces and whatnot. And you want to, you don't want to burn it. You don't want to breathe it. You know what I mean? Like, because they don't have the same standards there as that we are supposed to have here. It's just it's kind of a money scheme. The people at the very top of the pyramid, if you will, they are the people controlling the money. It's about 18,000 people that are keeping that whole scheme going. But they want us to just buy. It's just plastic parts and metal parts that they just throw together, and they're charging like $5 a piece, up to who knows how much a piece for something that costs pennies. It's a get rich quick scheme that's very. It's more of that money magic stuff, and I don't recommend giving it to somebody. It's just I don't know. I don't really think that they're good in general. I think I've communicated why I don't think they're good, and yeah, read your Bibles. I don't care if the world thinks I'm a crazy person or whatever, because these things matter. I think that authentic, real faith really matters. It doesn't matter if you go to a church or anything like that, because this is the temple here in your heart. It's you're the temple. And yeah, don't go to churches with all their weird symbols and all that, weird Masonic Catholic crap. Don't worry about all that stuff. And throw away your fidget spinners. That's what I say. All right. Cool deal. I appreciate y'all giving me the time to listen. And yeah, y'all have a good one. Thank you.